Hey, it's Bryan from FXBilliards. Today I'm going to show you how to improve your speed control on the pool table immediately. The tips that I give you today, you can put into practice this evening and have better speed control. It's not that difficult to improve your speed control. I'm going to show you how, so let's get started. The first thing you need to know to improve your speed control is whether or not the shot you're trying to get on is even humanly possible. I see people all the time playing shape on things that can't happen. Here's an example, a very simple one. We're on the 2-ball, we're going to play the 2-ball in the side pocket. Why we're going to play it in the side pocket? Let's just say, for example, this pocket is blocked. So they want to play this in the side pocket and they want to stay on the 1-ball. Guess what? You can't do it. You're going to be shooting a bank shot on that 1-ball unless you do something really good. Because just the act of making the 2-ball reach this pocket puts more speed on this cue ball than you can take down table and hold up for that 1-ball. So if I shot it as soft as it could be shot and still put it in the pocket, the shot would look like that. This is your holding up for the 1-ball. Recognize whether or not a shot is even possible before you start complaining about your speed control. This one is more of an advanced player problem than a lower level or mid-level player problem, and that is the use of English. Once you get to about, let's say, the APA 5 level, you're starting to use English on more and more shots. But in the meantime, what you need to understand is what happens when I put English on this ball. We are using outside English. That means that this cue ball with that side spin is going to be running faster than without the side spin. So I'm not going to pretend that I can hit this ball at the exact same speed over and over again, but that is right-hand English, and you can actually see the cue ball pick up speed after hitting the rail. Well, why is that? It's spinning sideways at, let's call it, I don't know, 6 miles an hour, but I'm shooting it at just maybe about 2 miles an hour. So that side spin that hits this rail, which is designed to reject the ball, people forget this, it's designed to reject the ball. So everything that happens on that rail gets magnified. So that is going to send the ball around the table much quicker. So as you start to use more and more English, recognize that your reverse English is going to slow the ball down, and your running English is going to speed the ball up. And if you don't know the difference between reverse English and running English, don't worry about it. It should not apply to you right now, and you are probably ahead of yourself using English if you're not sure what those terms mean. I'm going to give you a very simple, specific example of why speed control is important. This is a 9-ball rack, but it just as easy could be an 8-ball rack. What do we have here? We're on the 3. We're playing the 3 in the corner. The 4 is right there in the pocket. But we have these balls kind of blocking us. Anywhere from here to about here, the 4-ball is makeable. Makeable, but we're not here to make a shot. We're here to make all the shots. So what do we need to do? We have a very small zone where if I get there, I can not only make the 4, but I can make the 4 in a way that it puts me right on the 5 without disturbing these balls. I don't want to disturb these balls. Look at this. I got the 6 and the 7 sitting in front of the pocket. So this is why your speed control is so important. I'm going to shoot it, and then I'm going to show you ways to improve your speed control when you have these situations. We play the 3, and if we get perfect on the 4, we'll be able to get on the 5 without disturbing the other 2 balls. So that's just about perfect on the 4. Now we're going to draw out just a little bit, just to make things a tiny bit easier for ourselves. And look at this. Without disturbing these balls, I am now clear on the 5-ball. And I'm going to do the same thing, another short little draw shot. These are all speed control shots, guys. Little short draw shot. Now I'm on the 6. I can do a lot of things with the 7. I can bounce off the rail, but since we're talking about speed control, I'm just going to roll forward slightly, come off the rail, and line up for the 7. Look where the 8 is. All of this is the result of us getting perfect on the 4 ball. We get just a slight bit out of line on the 4. We either never can make it because we got behind one of those 2 balls, or we get in a situation where we make it, but now we've got to run into the 6, run into the 7, and then this run out is not as easy as it normally would have been. Let's look at something else. One of the things that bothers me most in speed-controlled situations is when a player has an opportunity to shoot a follow shot, but they shoot a draw shot. Let me give you an example. I need to get on the 11. I am on the 9. I have just these balls to run out in a game of 8 ball. This is all I have. I've got ball in hand. So what's the guy do? Puts his ball in hand here and draws back after shooting the 9 in that pocket to get a position on the 11. Well, that's very easy. If you've got the draw shot, just let's put it in perspective how easy this is. If you've got the draw shot, getting on that 11 ball is quite easy. I don't care if you're good at it or not, you're probably going to get position. But this is lousy position. This is lousy. I'm almost straight in. No matter what I do to this, because I'm almost straight in, I've got to do something special to get any closer to that 8. Do you guys want this shot? Cue ball's on the rail after playing the 11, and now you're here. When speed control is an issue, I need to shoot this ball and stop in a very specific spot on the table. What am I changing? I can't just use my regular stroke. That's the first thing. My regular stroke, if this is the last shot on the table, my regular stroke would probably look like something like this. All right? That's no good if I need to stop the ball somewhere along the way. So what am I going to do? What am I going to change? First thing, guys, whether you were playing a safety or a very critical position spot, what you need to do is slow everything down. Talk slower, walk slower. Take your chalk and apply it slower. When you get over here and you address this ball, take your time. You guys are all ramped up. I see these warm-up strokes that look like this, like somebody owes you money. Take your time and hit the ball softer and slower by slowing down everything. When you get down here, don't give me these warm-up strokes and then now you have to hit the ball at 1 mile an hour. That's insane. That's a trick in itself to be able to go from 40 miles an hour here to 1 mile an hour here. Slow down. Most of you will benefit from shortening your bridge if your speed is critical. Most of the time when speed control is an issue, it's because you are overshooting the ball, not undershooting it. A lot of you have a decent stroke. You got a nice stroke. You work a lot of times on your stroke. You make a 9-inch bridge or a 12-inch bridge. I don't care what it is. Choke up. Get closer to the cue ball. Instead of having your bridge hand all the way back here like you normally might, get up here. If you have a shorter distance between your hand and the cue ball, guess what? You can't put your full range of motion in there and you have to hit the ball softer. Either keep your same bridge and shorten your stroke or get your bridge hand closer to the ball and that's going to help you. Try to hit the cue ball in the same spot for your force follow as you do for your follow. What's the difference? This is a force follow shot. I am putting a lot of pace on this cue ball to come all the way up here and to come all the way back. This is a follow shot. I just want the cue ball to go there and stop. What's the difference? My stroke, my pace, my follow through, the speed of my cue. But I'm hitting the cue ball in the same spot over and over again. What does that do for you? It gives you consistency. I know you've seen in videos, you've heard from good players, you've heard from pros. 1 tip above center, 2 tips above center, 3 tips to the right. I'm telling you guys, flat out, if you learn to hit the ball in the same spot for your follow shot as you do for your force follow shot, you've got one thing to fix. This, cue speed. Here's the scary part. The same thing applies to your draw shot. Same thing. If I want to shoot a draw shot and I need to bring my cue ball back for a shot on this 13, I want my cue ball to be just about here. Pretty good, right? Absolutely perfect. Here's another example though. Now, I want to shoot the 11 ball and I need to get my cue ball all the way back here to get position. Different speed, exact same contact point on the cue ball. And by the way, if I was shooting a stop shot, same contact point. You guys will learn this in another video, but your stop shot, your draw shot, your long draw shot, your short draw shot, all are the same contact point. If you don't have the patience to get really good at this game, if you don't have the patience to put in the practice time, stop the video right now and go watch some girl shaking her ass on Instagram. If you want to be a better player, this last section is for you. You have to do drills. I'm going to give you the absolute best drills that have to do with improving your speed control. And if you do them, you're going to improve substantially. What I just showed you puts you about 50% of the way there. You should be better at shooting with better speed control just based on the tip that I gave you about making a shorter bridge. If you want to get really good at it, you can only get there the way all the best players in the world got there, and that is by doing drills. If you don't like drills, join the club. Okay? None of us love drills. But you know what? You cannot be elite in any sport. No sport that I can think of other than maybe, let's edit that out, that you do not practice with drills. And no, you don't like them. No, you get bored with them. No, you don't want to do them. That's okay. Somebody needs to rack. This first drill I'm going to show you, actually I've shown you all of these before, but this is the line drill. Now we do this sometimes with 15 balls, but we're going to do it here with just 7 balls. If you practice this drill on a regular basis, you will without question develop better speed control. Now, you don't have to do what I'm doing in the video and shoot these balls in sequence as you go up and down the table. As you get advanced, if you remember from the video where I introduced this drill to you, we shoot it a number of different ways. Sometimes I shoot it in sequence going down the table. Sometimes I shoot it in rotation order, so you have to shoot them in numerical order, moving back and forth to play the next ball in numerical order. And sometimes I play it where you have to stay on the same side of the table. But you can adjust this for your own personal strengths and weaknesses. And if you get out of line, just simply take ball in hand and start over again. So I'm going to speed this up, but this is the rotation version of this where we're shooting the balls 1 through 7 in numerical order. One thing you do want to notice is if you're shooting them in rotation order like I'm doing here, or you shoot them where you're staying on the same side of the table, anything you do special, you are going to have to use multi-rail position. So just keep that in mind. And this is another one of my favorite drills, and I am going to give you the cheat code to this drill. Now, I'm shooting these in rotation as well, so 1 through 12 in numerical order here. Here's how you do this drill. Most intermediate, high intermediate players do more than they need to do on these shots. One of the key factors in improving your speed control is to stop doing things that you don't need to do. If I give this drill to an APA 5, APA 6 even, one of the first things they do is start adding English to the shot, trying to come off of multiple rails to get on the next ball, trying to shoot draw shots. Here's your cheat code. Look at the table and find the first diamond and the third diamond on the short rail. Just for example, I'm shooting from the first diamond. Then you have the logo, then you have the third diamond. If you leave the cue ball between these two diamonds on each of these follow shots, every shot is a follow shot, by the way, guys. I don't need to put the diagram up on the screen. Every shot is a follow shot. If you can keep your cue ball between those two diamonds, you will have position on not just the side of the table that you're looking for this next shot, but on both sides of the table. Now, there are rare situations where you want to stay more on one side than the other, but if you can keep your cue ball in that zone between those two diamonds, you're going to have success with a drill like this. But the number one lesson, the moral of the story is, stop doing more than you need to do. Let's watch as I play this out. We're going from the 9 to the 10 to the 11 to the 12, of course. And even on this 10 ball, I'm not trying to get super straight on this ball. Why? Because I want to have a wide angle, believe it or not, on the 11 ball, which is the next to last ball. Now, why do I want a wide angle on the 11 ball? Because I am either going to be shooting the 11 or the 12 with a wide angle. And why not leave myself dead straight, or as straight as I can be, on my money ball if I have to make a choice? So here we lob this one in, and we've got a straight shot on the 12. The money ball is always more difficult than every other ball, but that's how you get through this. And if you notice, those last two shots were the only two that I did not stay in that zone that I mentioned earlier.
Hey gang, if you enjoy FX Billiards on YouTube, you'll love FXBTV. It's the ultimate streaming platform for exclusive videos, tips, and techniques you won't find anywhere else. Join now to lock in our special introductory rate and be part of the FX Billiards community.
Thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Work on your speed control. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribing, that's your own fault. Somebody needs to rack, right? So have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.